Well, it was an unprecedented trial that spanned a month and a half with wall-to-wall media coverage and with a witness list a mile long. And in the middle of all this madness, 12 jurors, 8 men and 4 women. Tonight, the foreman in the murder trial of the federal agent spoke to KITV4's Laura Yamada, who joins us with more now. Laura.
Paula, 8 to acquit, 4 to convict. That's how it ended in deadlock in Special Agent Christopher Deedy's murder trial. But for the jury of teachers, engineers, and government workers, this was a job that stretched their patience and tested their souls.
When we were delivering, it was getting heated. I mean, we were like, what are you, why?
Justin Odagiri, 30 years old, becoming the foreman, a manager, a unifier for the 12 people tasked with deciding Special Agent Christopher Deedy's fate.
Every day I would come home and I'm just exhausted, just because, arguing with people for like 7 hours a day is just draining.
He says they entered with an open mind, determined to listen to what each and every one had to say. But the graphic images quickly weighing on jurors, especially knowing Colin Elder's family was watching too.
That video just keeps playing for all of us. All of us would say, like, we don't want to eat McDonald's ever again. You know what I mean?
Odagiri says during nearly 6 days of deliberations, for the first few days, it was an even split, 6-6. But by last Wednesday, one had changed their mind, another stood undecided. And he says that's how it stayed.
We kept doing votes throughout it.
He says they communicated 5 times with Judge Karen Ahn, asking her about defining self-defense, letting them know when jurors were sick, and by Monday morning, sending their 4th communication to tell Ahn they were deadlocked.
Men, women, Holly people, local people, there was a little bit of everything in there, so that's why it was good. And we didn't reach a conclusion, but it was good to see that everyone, stood their ground, even though it would have been nice to get a verdict.
Odagiri says this was his 2nd stint as a juror, and despite the grueling 7-week experience, he says he was glad to be part of such an important case, as another jury prepares for their chance to decide.
Go do your civil duty and sit through that thing, and then, maybe you have a different view on how the law works.
Odagiri says afterward they were deadlocked. Judge Ahn did ask jurors to keep deliberating. They did for a few more hours with no luck. Still, he says he's proud of his fellow jurors, and despite heated arguments in the deliberating room outside, he says they treated each other like family. Now, Odagiri says there were 2 main points jurors could not agree upon. Coming up tonight at 6, those sticking points that ultimately led to deadlock. Back to you, Paula. All right.